Today, February 19th, the Catholic Church celebrates the feast of Saint Conrad of Piacenza. He was born in 1290 AD in Italy to a noble family. He was married to Euphrosyne, where they led a religious life. One day, while he was hunting, he ordered some attendants to set fire on a bush in order to flush out the game. The fire was carried away by a strong wind, spreading to the nearby fields, forests, towns and villages. It became a circumstance which made him flee. An innocent peasant was arrested and made responsible for the fire outbreak. He was tortured and condemned to death for the fire. Conrad stepped forward to confess and save the man. He then paid for the loss, selling nearly all he had in order to raise the cash. Conrad and his wife saw God's blessing in the dramatic event and chose to give everything they had left to the poor. They then divorced. She went to a Poor Clare monastery while he went to a group of Franciscan tertiary hermits. Conrad lived such a life of devotion that his reputation for holiness grew quickly. He had the gift of healing people. When visitors destroyed his loneliness, he fled to the Valley of Noto, Italy, in Sicily, where he lived 36 years as a hermit. Saint Conrad is invoked for the cure of hernia. This comes from miracles attributed to him. Legend has it that he was visited at his hermitage by an old friend, Antonio di Stessa, who was suffering from the pain of hernia he had developed. Seeing the pain he was in, Conrad was moved to pity and prayed for him. Stessa was immediately cured of the hernia. He also prayed for a local tailor who suffered severely from several hernias, and the man was instantly healed. It is said that when the Bishop of Syracuse visited him, the bishop asked if he had anything to offer to his guests. Conrad went into checking his cells and returned carrying newly baked cakes, which the bishop accepted as a miracle. He later returned to the bishop and made a general confession to him. As he arrived, he was surrounded by flapping birds who escorted him back to Noto. The miracle for which Conrad is best known is the miracle of the bread. This occurred during the Great Famine in Sicily during 1348 to 49. During that catastrophe, anyone who came to Saint Conrad for help was given a loaf of bread, still warm, which it was said he had received from the angels. He died on 19th February 1351. Reflection. Francis of Assisi was drawn both to contemplation and to a life of preaching. Periods of intense prayer nourished his preaching. Some of his early followers, however, felt called to a life of greater contemplation, and he accepted that. Though Conrad of Piacenza is not the norm in the Church, he and other contemplatives remind us of the greatness of God and the joys of heaven. On behalf of Saints Fans Association, I wish you all a happy feast day. Amen.